Would you believe me if I told you all the advice that you've ever heard about food and diet is absolutely wrong and actually terrible for you? You have tons of athletes across the world eating vegetables, fruits, nuts, seeds, and even worse, oils like vegetable oils that directly destroys your body from the inside out because they were made as engine lubricants from industrial runoff and waste products basically. Now I'm going to be doing a box opening of raw sheep and lamb liver from a supplier here in Lebanon. It's grass-fed organic. Everything is fresh. It's not frozen. If you eat frozen meat raw, it's not good for you. It's one of the big reasons why people have these issues or they have these fears of raw meat, is because most of the time someone that's gotten sick from raw meat is because they ate meat that was frozen beforehand. The freezing process creates the bacteria that gets them sick. And when you have something fresh, there's really no risk as long as it's high quality. The very same risk that goes into eating, some kind of vegetable that was contaminated with pesticides, insecticides, GMO, all these different kind of things that causes like the big C word, it causes really bad health issues. And yet we're told that it's safe to eat these things, even though there's almost no nutrients compared to something like raw liver or raw meat or oysters or raw eggs. Actual food, actual animal-based food that humans have been eating for thousands of years, ever since we were on this planet, or in this place that we call Earth. So I'm going to be sharing with you and walking you through the simple and almost complex steps of eating raw liver. If I can get this plastic off, we'll get started. Now, of course, it's always better to have not have plastic on your food, but in the world we live in, not everything is perfect. To have the farmer put it into glass or put it in some kind of wrap that is non-plastic, but bear with me. Usually the big problem with plastic and consumption of food or beverage is water, because water is a solvent. So water is going to directly take and leach minerals or leach plastics from the plastic, which is really not good for you. With meat, it's a bit of a different story, but first, as you can see, it's wrapped up. I'm going to get it on the cutting board right now. So this is the liver, and this is some of the fat that came with the liver. It's really high quality. And the big thing is you want to, have a source that you can trust, because animals, they store toxins just the same as us humans. We store toxins in our fat and our organs. If you're worried about the quality of animal, then I wouldn't be eating the organs and I wouldn't be having the fat. But because we are confident in the quality of the animal, then this is totally fine. So we have the liver on the cutting board, and let's get the fat on the cutting board as well. And very nice of them to cut it up beforehand into nice little bite-sized pieces. So let's bring this in a little bit closer. This is actually quite a lot. I wonder how much this is. This is okay, it's about 1 pound of liver. So this is the fat, this is the liver. I know at first, maybe to you as someone that has no experience with this this looks gross. To me, it looks very appetizing. It looks very attractive because of the density of nutrients. Vegetables and fruit are devoid of vitamin A and most of the B vitamins. And there's no way to replace this. If you do not nourish your body with the right foods like meat and eggs and honey and raw milk, you are going to forever be malnourished and deficient in several key vitamins and minerals. So basically, it's not very complicated, guys. You can just take a little piece and put it in your mouth, chew it, and that's that. I swallowed it. I'll take a little bit of fat with it. So the fat actually tastes very good. The liver also tastes very high quality, grass-fed. The big thing with the taste factor is I know my first time having this, obviously it was very gross. But over time now, I don't think I'll eat this whole thing in one sitting, but I definitely will have maybe half of this or maybe 1/4 of this at least. So as far as the taste goes, I want you to consider the fact that over the course of your life, from the moment you were born, now ideally from the moment you're born, you're breastfed raw milk from your mother for quite a bit of time. But somewhere along the line, you were introduced to processed flavored candy, cookies, ice cream, bars, cereals, smoothies, all different forms of elevated sensation, basically a taste that you'd never be exposed to in nature. And so your taste buds currently are messed up. Your taste buds are not even relevant to what real life is. So the reason why this to you might taste bad at first is because you're used to insanely artificially flavored foods that don't exist in nature. So what you need to do is get off that stuff and bit by bit, just introduce yourself to raw, highly nutritious, organic, fresh, all the buzzwords, food like this. And over time, your taste buds will adjust and you'll start craving things like this, just as I have gone in the last 4 or 5 years. I've been having raw meat for, I think, like almost 5 years now, and I've never gotten sick from raw meat. The only time I've ever gotten sick was from when I was traveling and I was eating some like shawarma or, you know, like basically like fast food, because that was like the only option, you know, in the moment. And it's because it's, you know, some kind of nasty thing they have back in the shop. They didn't clean something. Maybe the meat's old and then they cooked it, covered it in oils and other, you know, vegetables and sauces and bread to make it taste good. And you get sick because your body's like, what the hell is that? Well, this, I've never gotten sick in my life. And I don't think there's not even one human in the world that's ever gotten sick from healthy, fresh, organic, high quality, you know, meat, eggs, raw milk, any kind of short-term detox. You know, if someone has the raw milk for the first time, maybe they might have some diarrhea or something, but that's more so detox, like your body's getting this influx of bacteria that it's been craving for years and it finally got it, so it's like shocked almost. But like this, I've never gotten sick from having raw meat. So if you're a footballer, if you're serious about being an elite athlete, if you're serious about having the healthiest, the most vital, the most, let's say, vivacious health, you want to have high libido, you want to have high testosterone, all the hormones, you want to maximize, you need to be fueling your body with high levels of vitamin A, all the B vitamins, all of the amino acids that you need to produce ATP, to grow muscle, to heal bone, to integrate fascia for the brain to work properly, to have high, healthy levels of cholesterol, which you'll never have eating vegetables and fruit all day long. Now, don't get me wrong, fruit is fine. It's just, it's not real these days. Most fruit has been produced in scale, using pesticides, using GMO, using insecticides to artificially create large amounts of fruit, which is very different from the same fruit that you might find in the wild that is natural. The nutrient density and the taste is going to be night and day difference. On top of that, we have fruit that's being flown in from across the world, from Brazil to England, from Africa to Finland, and you're eating things out of season, which is so bad for you, yet humans are so oblivious to how nature works. And we're surprised when we have obesity and autism and ADHD and bipolar and anxiety. We have all these mental and physical issues that were not around many years ago. They didn't exist. So if you're smart, start eating some fresh, organic, unfrozen, high quality, grass-fed liver, tongue, heart, brain, meat. Just enjoy, because life isn't that long and you don't want to waste it eating some garbage processed candy with a bunch of ingredients that you cannot pronounce that are from a factory where they have runoff from gasoline and they turned it into something and they use it as an ingredient because it's cheap. And you know, if it's cheap, that means you're paying in your health. So I'm Taylor, the founder of Football Entangled. Hope you enjoyed this unboxing of raw liver. I'll be back next time with some more videos. In the comments, tell me what you're thinking, tell me what's going on, tell me what you would like to hear about. I make footballers elite. I work with pro guys to make them world class. I'm the world's best coach in optimizing and developing football talent. I'll see you soon. Cheers.